Shaykh after that, Ikhwani, in giving the definition that the majority of the ulama are upon concerning the Ahlul Bayt, he said the first thing is that Ahlul Bayt means, the first thing, the wives of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wa ala alihi wasallam, his wives. And that is the origin for the Arabic. In the Arabic language, the word Ahl, this word Ahlul Bayt, the word means a person's wife. And for that reason, you find in their language, if a man got married, they say ta'ahala, and this word is used, the word Ahl, in this form, that he got married. The Shaykh said this is proven in the Quran, the number of ayat. Allah Ta'ala mentioned about Musa, when Musa was traveling with his wife. He was only with his wife, and it said wasara bi ahlihi, that he went forth with his wife, and the word ahl was used. Also the wife of the Aziz that was with Yusuf salawatullahi wassalamu alayhi, when they came and they opened the door, Yusuf and the lady, the wife of the Aziz, the lady said, what is the reward of the person who wanted to do bad things with your ahl? And she was referring to herself, and she used the word Ahl, Ahlul Bayt, Ahl, which means your wife. He said another example of that is what Allah Ta'ala said to and about Ibrahim salawatullahi wassalamu alayhi, when he said, may the rahmah of Allah be upon you and the barakah of Allah in you Ahlul Bayt. He said that to Ibrahim, and at that time Ibrahim didn't have any children, it was just him and his wife. So Allah Ta'ala said that this rahmah and the barakah is upon Ibrahim's Ahl, his Ahlul Bayt, it was only him and his wife. And then we have the situation with our Nabi and our Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when Allah Ta'ala mentioned, O wives of the Prophet, you are not like any of the other women if you have a taqwa, in ittaqaytunna, if you have a taqwa. So therefore, do not speak in a seductive manner, least the one who has a disease in his heart will be moved with desire. But instead, say the word that is ma'ruf, and stay in your homes, and do not make the display of the times of al-jahiliyyah. Verily, Allah wants to totally purify you, O Ahlul Bayt, totally and absolutely. So Allah Ta'ala called his Ahlul Bayt, he called them Ahlul Bayt, because we know that he was talking about them, because in the ayat that comes next, Allah Ta'ala mentioned to them, and remember the ayat of Allah in the hikmah. So that's talking about his wives who are the Ahlul Bayt. So the Ahlul Bayt of the Prophet ﷺ is first and foremost his wives, because as we've proven, the Ahl is a man's wife. He said that's from the Quran. Also from the Sunnah, the authentic Sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the Ahlul Bayt of the Messenger of Allah is Ahlul Bayt, because we know he had multiple wives. So the relatives of the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and the relatives of his wives, they're from Ahlul Bayt. He said, and this is not something that is specific to the Messenger of Allah. Everyone has Ahlul Bayt. You people yourselves, each and every one of you have Ahlul Bayt. And from your Ahlul Bayt are your wives as well as the relatives of those wives. After that, the Shaykh, he said, Ikhwani, that the people of knowledge also mentioned concerning the Prophet's household members, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Who are they? They said that they are his relatives who are the descendants of Hashim. The relatives who are the descendants of a man by the name of Hashim. So his Ahlul Bayt are his wives, his relatives, and the people who are connected in their lineage to this man called Hashim. Shaykh said the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his name is Muhammad, the son of Abdullah, the son of Abdul Muttalib, and Abdul Muttalib was the son of Hashim. So any and everyone who his nasab or his lineage is connected to this man Hashim, he is from Ahlul Bayt, all people. The Shaykh said that this has a lot of proofs, a lot of adillah that show this reality, but that's not our subject matter today. If we were to get into that, the time wouldn't allow. But we just are mentioning this as an introduction to the issue. Shaykh said, Ikhwani, that this man Hashim, he had two sons. One son, his name is Asad, and the other son, his name is Abdul Muttalib. As for his first son, Asad, he had children, but they were all female. As for his other son, Abdul Muttalib, he had many children. Many children. Some people said 11, some people said 12. From them, he had 4 sons who had children. The rest of them didn't have any descendants. They had 4 children. And the 4 children of Abdul Muttalib who had children were Al-Abbas, as well as Abu Talib, Al-Harith, and Abu Lahab. They were the 4 children of Abdul Muttalib who they had children after them. So the Shaykh said every single individual who his nasab, his lineage, goes back to one of these 4 people, like Al-Abbas, like Abu Talib, like Al-Harith, like Abu Lahab, then this individual is also from Ahlul Bayt. Shaykh said that Allah Ta'ala caused the religion of Al-Islam, this deen, to prevail and to become prevalent. Like he mentioned in the ayat, he is the one who sent his messenger with the guidance and the religion of truth to proclaim it over all religions. And the Shaykh emphasized that point, to proclaim it over all other religions. When this religion was proclaimed and it was dominant over the other ways of life, the non-Muslims from Persia, the non-Muslims from Rome, they tried to stop the spread of Al-Islam. But they saw that this was a feat that was impossible. They were prevented from doing so. They were unable to do so. So some of them, they saw that the way to prevent the spread of Al-Islam or its destruction, to bring it about, was to do so from within. From within. So that's what they began to do. Shaykh said that Allah Ta'ala caused the religion of Al-Islam, this deen, to prevail and to become prevalent. Like he mentioned in the ayat, he is the one who sent his messenger with the guidance and the religion of truth to proclaim it over all religions. And the Shaykh emphasized that point, to proclaim it over all other religions. When this religion was proclaimed and it was dominant over the other ways of life, the non-Muslims from Persia, the non-Muslims from Rome, they tried to stop the spread of Al-Islam. But they saw that this was a feat that was impossible. They were prevented from doing so. They were unable to do so. So some of them, they saw that the way to prevent the spread of Al-Islam or its destruction, to bring it about, was to do so from within. From within. So that's what they began to do. Shaykh said that they tried to do this, Ikhwani, and they authored a number of books. They authored a number of different papers that were written. They came up with stories that were not true, trying to misguide the people and mislead the people into believing that the companions radiyallahu anhum were all against the people from Ahlul Bayt, and also that the people of Ahlul Bayt used to also hate the companions as well after the death of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And this is what our speech is about today, and this is what we want to talk about and want to clarify to you here today. Shaykh said that this lie, this fabrication, is refuted. It's refuted by the Quran, it's refuted by the authentic Sunnah, it's refuted by history, by historical facts, and it's also refuted by the intellect. And this is what we want to do. We're going to begin one by one to refute this lie. What's the lie? That the companions hated Ahlul Bayt after the death of the Prophet ﷺ, and that Ahlul Bayt also hated the companions. Shaykh said, as it relates to the Quran refuting this fabrication, this lie, the Quran in many ayat, like the one that Allah Ta'ala said, verily Allah is pleased with those who gave you the bay'ah, the pledge of allegiance, under the tree. Allah knew what was in their hearts, and as a result of that, He sent down upon them the sakina, and He rewarded them by giving them an open manifest victory that came after that. The Shaykh, he went on to say, the point here is the statement of Allah Ta'ala, verily Allah was pleased. Allah was pleased. He was pleased with the companions for what they did. He was pleased with their iman. He was pleased with the taqwa that they had. He was pleased with the mahabbah, or the love that they had. And as a result of that, He sent down upon them the sakina, as this ayah said, and He also blessed them with a victory that was close. On that day, this ayah, when it was revealed, there were about 1,400 or 1,500 companions at that particular time who were present. And from those who were present, from those who Allah was pleased with, are some of the relatives of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. From them, his wife Salama. From them, his uncle Al-Abbas. From them was Ali. From them was Abdullah ibn Jafar. And also from them who Allah was pleased with was the other companions who were not from Ahl al-Bayt.
وكذلك نجد قول الله تبارك وتعالى محمد رسول الله والذين معه أشداء على الكفار رحماء بينهم. والذين معه تشمل أقاربه وأصحابه، ثم قال الله عنهم جميعا رحماء بينهم. فإذا كان الله جل وعلا يقول رحماء بينهم وجاءنا بعض الكذب وقالوا عداوات بينهم، من نصدق؟ لا شك أننا نصدق الله جل وعلا.
Shaykh said another ayah, ikhwani, that refutes the lie. The companions were against the Ahl al-Bayt. Ahl al-Bayt were against the companions after the death. Another proof that refutes this from the Quran is the statement of Allah Ta'ala, Muhammad is the messenger of Allah. And those people who are with him, radiyallahu anhum, those people who are with him, they are merciful between themselves and they are rough, tough, coarse against the kuffar. The Shaykh emphasized, he said, those people who are with him, the ayah said, those people who were with him, they were the companions from his relatives, and they were the companions who were not from his relatives. Allah Ta'ala described them as being ruhama, people who have rahmah between themselves. So if some lying people come, or some narrations come, and those narrations say that they hated each other and they had enmity between themselves, who are you going to believe? The narrations of the liars, or what Allah described when He said that they had rahmah between themselves, whether they were companions who were from Ahl al-Bayt or companions not from Ahl al-Bayt? I didn't hear the ayat that the Shaykh said, but he said that there are many ayat that prove this point. Many ayat that prove, and I think whatever the ayat was, those ayats that mention that Allah is pleased and He praises the companions, whether they're from Ahl al-Bayt or not, He said the companions, all of them. So He said that there are many ayats that prove this point.